it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a sock, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house show. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making it like I can't lose. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole fuck. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fork. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the code and when you speaking to me fork. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Gotta tie down and out there. You can't do with them steps. Them niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they pray that beat, I read that bitches like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole part. Yeah, ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitches either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. And I just made it go. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. You said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me, maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show. We could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found. The time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse Once in my blood slim, it won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress. She a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new pair of bells.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog. Payback is a dog.
I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look.
The city eyes, it's time to vote off. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls if you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Told it in the ambulance, way above average. Fierce taste, he told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man. Dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, so thank you. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantula. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems for it. I really see prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Priscilla. Precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Arno. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara down, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
That's right. That's right. We're in the building. It's the ISUPK. It is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of Harlem, New York since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana. And we've been called to teach the so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Native Americans that we are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm going to give a formal greeting to my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum. And to my sisters, Shalom, Shema, Atham Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Tonight's class is a Brotherhood class, right? The Brotherhood, because that's what it's all about. It's actually a little continuation on something that I was doing last night, right? But I just want to touch again on the cookout, on the New York cookout, man. It was glorious. It was glorious. Look, I advise you next year, get there. If you can get there, get there. If you could prepare and make provisions to get there, get there. You need to get there. All right. You need to get that ASAP. All right. Any of the cookouts that's in your region, you need to be there. You need to show that brotherhood. All right. You need to show that sisterhood. All right. That's what you need to be doing. All right. But tonight's class, like I said, is brotherhood class, and it's the law on brotherhood. The law, Salaki, it's brotherhood class, and it's the law on neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Now, in America, anybody could be your neighbor. Anybody could be your neighbor. I spoke about it last night. Anyone can be your neighbor. And when you meet a Christian and you see the scripture, and it says in this scripture here, hold on. It says, this is John chapter 13 and verse 34. It says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. So Christ is saying, just like I loved you, that's how you should love one another. And he called it a new commandment. He called it a new commandment. In 1 John chapter 2 and verse 8. In verse 8, he says the same thing. He says, again, a new commandment I write unto you, which things is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past and the true light is now shining. So here it is again, a new commandment. Now, of course, when you see a Christian and you talk to a Christian about this, they'll say that Christ has a different commandments than the Most High. All right. That's how they would say this. They would say, and then when it says that ye love one another, it's talking about humanity. It's talking about mankind, but it's not. We in the Isupk under Commander General Yohana, we teach that this is not talking about all humanity. So now we will have an issue. We will have a problem. And what we will have to do, you will have to show. You will have to show how, when it says a new commandment I give unto you, in verse John 13 and 34, and 1 John 2 and 8, again, a new commandment I write unto you. So here it is. And then when we go to Matthew 5 and 43, we're going to look at Matthew 5 and 43 and Galatians 5 and 14. In Matthew 5 and 43, it says, ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. Right? Then we see in Galatians 5 and 14, for all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So now, who is your neighbor? Because a Christian would say a neighbor. A neighbor could be a neighbor could be anybody, right? A neighbor could be anybody. That's what it says, right? So this would be the law of the neighbor, of a neighbor. What does this mean? Why have I picked such a title for a brotherhood class? Because what if I was to tell you that your neighbor could only be an Israelite? And then when you tell a Christian, well, your neighbor could only be an Israelite, now that becomes challenging. And now you in a cult. You in a cult. They don't like you no more. Like, it gets rough from that point, because you said that the neighbor is an Israelite, which is a so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Native American on this side of the earth. So now what we're going to do right now is, right, let's take a look at, we're going to take a look at their definition. we're going to go to where? Of course, we're going to go to Webster Dictionary 18. So I can see if I can pull him up. She acting up. She don't want to give it to me. Hold on. All right. So we're going to look at a Webster Dictionary from 1828. So I'm going to pull it. I had to pull that down for a sec. Let me pull him up. So Mataziala, can you pull up the Webster Dictionary, 1828 Webster Dictionary? So I thought I could pull it on my slide, but it's not coming up. It's not coming up at all. So the law of the neighbor. What is a neighbor? Like I said, your neighbor could be to anybody. The neighbor could be any nation. Now, any nation could be your neighbor. So we have to explore that. We have to figure out, okay, how do you show your family and friends or another so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American that a neighbor is an Israelite? How do you show that? All right, you got it? One second.
You talking about you need a definition from there?
No. It's actually a website. Hold on, I got it. Yeah, I want them to see us look it up on the website for the Webster. You see that? If you don't, it's a while. I got the definition. I just wanted them to see it. All right, yeah, got it. I see it. All right, so now let's take a look. So here we have a Webster 1828 Webster Dictionary. All right, so you're gonna go back up top, and I want you to type in America. I showed this last night. I showed this. I didn't actually get into the definition, but I showed this. Hold on. Is that it? No, that's not it. Go back up. You put it in not America, American. All right. So now, can you read that?
No.
American, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races, found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans.
Now it is applied to the descendants of the Europeans. Go ahead.
Born in America.
Born in America. So they created that law, and this is how they become a neighbor. And you have to, like, how could any Black, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, how could you refuse that? How could you argue? You could take it down. How could you argue that other nations did not become your neighbor by force? How could they argue that? You can't argue that. It's impossible for you to argue that a neighbor could be another nation could be your neighbor by force. You can't argue that. So now that we have that out of the way, right? Let's get down to the actual definition now of neighbor. Says a neighbor is one that lives near another in a large town. A neighbor is one who lives within a few doors. So a neighbor is one, according to America's Dictionary of English Language in the Webster, is letting you know this is what a neighbor is. And that was done by force. So now when a Christian would say, well, you have to love your neighbor, you have to let them know, hey, listen, that was a law put in place that said that if anyone is born in this land, in this country, they are a citizen of this country. And now That's how they became a neighbor, by force. By force. Now, when you read in the Hebrew, ra'ah, that's the word H7462, right? It means an associate. Look, brother, companion. This is what the word neighbor means in the Hebrew. Fellow, friend, husband, lover, neighbor. This is what it means. So when you talk about the word neighbor, you have to understand that the word neighbor is not the same. It's not being used in the same context as in the Hebrew. All right. So this is the Strong's. I pull this out quite often. This is the Strong. This is the definition or the instructions that the Strong gives. And the Strong Concordance, as you know, a lot of people use the Strong Concordance as a translation tool, right? And what if I was to tell you the Strong Concordance is not made for that? It's not made for that. It says here, it says Strong Concordance is not a translation of the Bible. It is not a translation of the Bible, nor is it intended as a translation tool. So it's not. So when you see someone going into the Greek or going into the Hebrew and looking up the word and changing the definition and saying, well, this word could mean this, you have to be skeptical of that, because they could be changing the definition. And guess what? Strong said that this Strong Concordance is not intended to be a translation tool. It goes and it says the use of the strong numbers is not substituted for professional translations of the Bible from Hebrew to Greek into English by those with former training in ancient languages and the literature of the culture, very important, of the culture in which the Bible was written. The culture in which the Bible is written is vital. The culture is important because what controls and dictates and helps develop a culture is laws, regulations, rules, statutes. So that's why the culture is important, because the culture is dictated by the law. This is why we read what? The law. This is why we define everything that we believe based on the law, like the word neighbor. We're going to do that tonight. He goes and it says, since Strong Concordance identify the original word in the Hebrew and Greek, strong numbers are sometimes misinterpreted by those without adequate training to change the Bible from its adequate meaning simply by taking the word out of its cultural context. You see, when you take it out of its cultural context, it changes everything. And a perfect example is the word neighbor. You understand? If you use the word neighbor from the definition of America and how America sees it, you're going to get it wrong. Let me give you an example. In America's Constitution, right, it says that all men are created equal. Now, if you look at what I have up, right, if you understand that piece of law, I'm going to be cool. We don't want to get any more strikes, right? But that piece of paper, right, if you understand that piece of paper from 1619 to 1776, when it was written, you'll understand, you'll view it different. You will view the quote where it says, all men are created equal. You'll see it completely different. But if you view that quote from 2024, that's what I meant to have that backwards, from 2024 to 1776, and you look at it backwards, you're going to define it how? How are you going to define the young man in front?
It's like if you repeat the question.
If the word all men are created equal is in the Constitution, is that talking about all men?
No.
How? Why not?
Because there's still people who don't have the same.
Because
everybody don't have the same.
Because we were not considered to be humans.
Yeah, like aren't we like
3/5 of a man, something like that, right?
Exactly.
So that would be the history that you would learn from 1619 to 1776. But let's look at this. Let's say you had a young man. Let's say you talk to someone that don't know that history that you know. And when they read all men are created equal, their understanding is coming from 2024. So how would they see that quote?
Everybody's the same.
Everybody's the same. That's the same issue and problem that Christians are having. Christians are having the same issue. When you see a Christian, right, and their understanding of the New Testament, is not from Moses to the New Covenant, to the time of Christ. They completely got rid of that. The Christian church teach that you don't even have to bother with that. All of that is done away with. So if you read it, if you understand it from Moses to the New Covenant, you're going to look at the Bible completely different from someone that understands the Bible from America going backwards to the New Covenant. You understand? You will see it completely different. And when you see the word neighbor, you're going to see the word neighbor from America to the New Testament, to Christ, to the Messiah. You're going to see it differently. So this is why it's important for you to understand and to get your family and friends, those that you're speaking with, especially, to understand that you have to understand the whole entire Bible. You have to understand it. Go ahead.
It's funny you say that too, because they be really like contradicting themselves most times. Like if they say like the laws are done away with,
right?
And then you ask them like, all right, so like name a law. They can't name any like real law that was given to them, because it wasn't any given to everybody. It was only given to the Israelites.
That's true.
So like everybody don't really interpret it that way.
Exactly. They'll interpret it from America's way of seeing things.
Yeah.
Just like what we're saying. They look at it, view it backwards. And we have to understand that as slaves, that's when we were physically on the plantation, because we still slaves. But when we was physically on the plantation, right, they were purposely trying not to give us the New Testament. So for a Christian to say that they really not familiar with the New Testament like that is kind of understandable, because as slaves being brought up in America, we wasn't privileged to it. We wasn't given to it. We wasn't taught it. And now the Christian church actually teach that you don't have to even teach it. You don't got it. The Old Testament is done away. And now we have a new. So now I'll go to John chapter 13 and verse 33. You got it? Let's get it.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 33. Little children, yet a little while I am with you, ye shall seek me. And as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you.
Keep going.
A new commandment.
A what?
A new commandment I give unto you.
So is this a new? Go ahead, keep going.
That ye love one another. I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
What is a disciple?
I don't really know.
All right, a disciple would be like a student, well, one that is in the, like, you have to learn before you can do anything. So you will become a disciple. All right. But what he says is, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. So when he says a new commandment, what does he mean by that? Is this new? Is this a new commandment?
Maybe just added. I don't want to say new, but
it's
not new, but it's
nothing new. I thought it was nothing new.
It's nothing new, but
right.
I guess it was just let me see. Hold up.
That's what it say. It says
it's not new.
and this is Christ speaking. He's saying, I give a new commandment unto you, right? Look, go to John 15, 12, and 13. John chapter 15, verse 12 and 13.
This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
So that's the greatest love. Christ showed the greatest love. That's how you can love your brother. That's how you can love. That's how you can treat your neighbor as yourself, right? And when you do that, when you love like Christ, go to John 17 and 21. When you love like Christ, this is what you're going to experience.
This is the book of John, chapter 17, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
That they all may be one.
That they what?
All may be one.
Go ahead.
As thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. That they also may be one in us.
One in us. Go ahead.
That the world may believe that thou hast sent me.
So this is how you become one in the Father and the Son. We all become one together, right? So now let's talk about it. What's up with this new commandment? Is it new?
No.
It's not? Well, that's what Christ said. Christ said it is a new commandment. How you saying it's not new? That's what he said. So you're saying that it's, hey, yo, he said it. You sure?
Yeah, it's new.
It is? So now it is something new under the sun.
It's just something he gave to them.
Why? Why is he giving this commandment?
They wasn't doing it before.
Okay, but why? Can anybody in the chat answer that? Why? Why is he giving them a commandment in John 13 and 34, a new commandment I give unto you? What is going on? Why do we have a new commandment? What is going on? He's given a new commandment. What is the new commandment? And then he said, love one another. Who is the one another?
The other Israelites. And
okay, so he's saying you're saying it's the Israelites. So if he said if it's the Israelite, it's a new commandment. I thought we always supposed to love each other.
So yeah, it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun.
Okay, so there's nothing new under the sun. So why is he saying this then? Let me look at the chat.
Because maybe they wasn't doing it.
I know somebody in the chat. Oh, wow, really? You said what?
Because they wasn't doing it before.
What are you talking about? They weren't loving each other?
Nah, they were supposed to.
Okay, let's take a look. So that means we're going to have to go and we're going to have to search. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 15 and verse 1.
You said first what?
1 Kings chapter 15 and verse 1. Hey, make sure you put some chase on it.
All
right, let's get it. Let's look at, okay, so what we're going to do is, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go into looking at the history. You know how when we were saying the history that leads from Moses to the new covenant?
Yeah.
We're going to get a different understanding from those that are coming from America to the new covenant, going backwards to understand this. All right. So we're going to look at the history. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 15, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, reigned Abijam and over Judah.
So he reigned over Judah. Very important. Keep going.
3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Micah,
mm-hmm.
the daughter of Abishlam. And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God.
So he says his heart was not perfect, right? Go ahead.
As the heart of David, his father.
So David heart, I just want to make a mental note. You see this time and time over and over again that David's heart was perfect with the Lord. David was perfect. David was perfect. Well, what does that mean? Go ahead. What's up?
Their minds wasn't circumcised yet. The ones who hearts wasn't perfect with the Lord.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But he's about to answer it though. Keep going. He's about to answer it in
Nevertheless, for David's sake, did the Lord his God give him a lamp in Jerusalem to set up his son after him.
Now, here's the answer. This is how your heart could be perfect with the Lord. Go ahead.
And to establish Jerusalem. Because David did that which was right.
He did what?
That which was right. In the eyes of the Lord. And turned not aside from anything that he commanded.
It's very important to turn not from anything that the Lord commanded you. And guess what those commandments are? Those commandments is in that law. The law is the commandments. So if you're following those commandments, that's how you can be perfect with the Lord. You follow his commandments. Read verse 5 again.
Because David that which was right. Because David did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. And turned not aside from anything that he commanded him.
That's how you are perfect in the eyes of the Lord. Keep going.
All the days of his life, save only in the matter of Uriah the Hittite.
Keep going.
And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam.
Do you know who that is?
I know of Jeroboam. I don't know who Rehoboam
This is the king of Judah and the king of Israel. These are two kings, two brothers, two of the 12 tribes of Israel. One is Judah and one is Ephraim, which is the northern kingdom, which is Israel. All right. And it says, read verse 6 again.
And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life.
All the days of his life. Go ahead.
Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa, his son, reigned in his stead.
So now you got war between Judah and Israel. That's in the old covenant. That's leading up to the new covenant. That's the history that's leading from going from Moses to the New Testament to Christ. And guess what? The Israelites had become enemies to each other. They had become enemies to each other. Period. They were warring and fighting with one another. Go to Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 1. We're going to look at some other things that took place.
I don't want to.
Remember, the whole objective is we're trying to figure out what was Yahweh Shah talking about when he said, I give a new commandment. All right. Isaiah said, it's too late to answer it now.
No, I was going to read.
Oh, the water.
Okay, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah.
King of who?
King of Judah.
Go ahead.
That Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel.
So here we have two kings again. We have kings, but we have more kings involved. But the main two that we're focusing on is the king of Judah and the king of Israel. Go ahead.
Went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. So Salakia. Oh, never mind.
No, go ahead.
So some of our brothers gathered together with heathens to fight against us.
To fight against us. That's so us.
That's crazy.
That's what we see right now in this presidential election.
Right.
We've warred and fighting against each other, and we teaming up with heathens. We're teaming up with rulers of this world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing now, warring against each other. Because guess what? The government, the politicians, and all of those that's out there, our brothers and sisters out there teaming up with them and voting, they're against us. They're against us because why? Because through policies, they push single family homes. Think about it. Single family home, 4.15 million single family homes, single black family homes. We are responsible for, and I brought this out last week, 40% of the abortions is coming from us. We're unaliving us. So by doing that through crafty counsel, it's through us teaming up with the enemy and going to war against the saints. Remember, the book of Revelation tells you that they are at war with the saints. They are, matter of fact, let me drop that. Let me get that. Go to Revelation 18. That wasn't up. I didn't have it up. Oh, that's go to Revelation 18. And Revelation chapter 18, and we're going to go down to the blood of the saints. Actually, it's 17. Go to Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5. You got it?
The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And upon her forehead was a name written.
This is America. Go ahead.
Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Go ahead.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
They drunken with the what?
The blood of the saints.
Y'all know the saints are the Israelites. So her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth. And I saw the woman drunk with the blood of the saints. Keep going.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
Keep going.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
So that's the blood of the saints. So now let's go back to where we was at. I'm gonna pull it up now. I thought I had him up. Isaiah 7 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 7 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah,
keep going,
king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it.
So once again, we still fighting one another. And now we're teaming up with heathens to fight against our brother, our neighbor. Right? Keep going.
Verse 2. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. And his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind.
So it says Syria was confederate with Ephraim, right? But the Most High came through and he prevailed and he stopped it, right? But go down to verse 8.
Verse 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And with 65 years shall Ephraim be broken.
He shall be what?
Broken.
That
it be not a people.
What does that mean? What does that mean? That Ephraim will be broken, that they be not a people. This is the Most High saying that. What is he saying? What is going on?
So,
Go ahead.
is he saying that
They will be what?
ruled over?
Ruled over. Ephraim will be broken. Nope. That they be not a people. Go ahead. No. Good.
Is he gonna be saying he not one of? They're not gonna be like one of us anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's saying. That they're gonna be broken off and be not a people. If you're not, listen. This book is the book of our history. And if our God, the power of our book, say that we're going to be broken off and not a people, to him we heathens. To him we Gentile. We whatever we want to be, because we're broken off. That we be not a people. I want you to remember that. Go ahead.
Oh, Salaki, you might be going to. I was about to ask that precept for a powerful.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm probably coming. We're gonna see. Go to Hosea 9:15. Israel was cut off. Now, you thought I was gonna go to 1?
1 and 9.
No, I'm going to 9:15. So Ephraim was broken off and called not a people, right? And what were they doing? Warring against their brother, warring against their neighbor, having a grudge against their brother, having a grudge against their neighbor. They have become enemies to each other, right? Go ahead. Hosea 9:15.
Khan, I don't want Khan. All their wickedness is in Gilgal.
Hey, you know who it's talking about? It's talking about Israel. Go ahead. It's talking about Ephraim, the ones that was broken off and called not a people. Go ahead.
For there I hated them.
He said what?
For there I hated them.
Most High ain't playing. He ain't playing. All that I hate this. What they say? They hate the sin and love the sinner? No. Most High ain't even playing with none of that. He said, read that again.
All their wickedness is in Gilgal. For there I hated them. For the wickedness of their doings, I will drive them out of mine house.
This is how you know that this is speaking about Israel. I would drive them out of my house. Go ahead.
I will love them no more. All their princes are revolters. Ephraim is smitten. Their root is dried up. There shall bear no fruit. Yea, through they bring forth. Yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb.
Look at that. He said, now, you know, I'm not even going to really go there. I'm a chill. But when it says, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of thy womb, that is heavy. Because he's saying that he's going to unalive them. The womb will not be given life. He said, I will slay. He didn't say he would block it. He said, I will slay even the beloved fruit of thy womb. This is what the Most High is said about Ephraim. Listen, the Most High is not playing. And there's only one way to be perfect. How is it to be perfect like David?
Through the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Doing what he said. Following his commandments. That's what made David perfect. And that's what's going to make you perfect. All right? That's what's going to make you perfect. Read verse 17.
My God will cast them away because they did not hearken unto him, and they shall be wanderers among the nations.
So they'll be wanderers among the Gentiles. Ephraim is going to be wanderers among the Gentiles because the Most High, he hated what they did in Gilgal. And he cast them off from away from among him. All right, out of his presence. Hosea 1:6-7. And someone give me Romans 11:7. Jose, who got the Hosea? Go ahead.
Khan Adawan Khan. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 6. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Laroma, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away.
I will what?
Utterly take them away.
Same thing he just said in verse 9 and 17. He's going to take them and bring and cast them away, and they're going to wander among the other nations. Read verse 17. Verse 7.
But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their God, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
Okay, so what's going on in these two verses?
He's casting away Israel and saving Judah.
How is that? How is that? What's going on? They not the same?
They are the same, but
they are.
I mean,
you said he casted them off. Go ahead. But before you do that, read Romans 11 and 7. So he's saying that he's not going to have mercy on them, right? And he's going to cast them off. Romans 11 and 7.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seek for.
Go ahead.
But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blind.
So now it's saying what then? This is in the new covenant, and it's saying what then? Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for. In the old covenant, did Israel obtain mercy? I got a yes. I got a no. Which one?
Con.
You saying Con? Go ahead. What's your answer? Give him the mic. This is why it's important to know the history. Go ahead. And this is a vital point. This is so vital in understanding the new covenant right here. This is pivot. This right here is a sharp pivot that you have to understand. Go ahead.
I said no because
you know why you saying no? First of all, let me just say this. I want to add. You're saying no because you read it. The young man right there, he had came in late, so he didn't really read it. You read it. So when it says, what then? Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for, it didn't obtain it. Because he read in Hosea 1 and 6, the Most High had no mercy for Israel. So they didn't obtain any mercy. But the elect had obtained it, and the rest was blinded. Who blinded them? The Most High. The Most High blinded them. Why? Because they did not follow his commandments. I'm telling y'all right now, the Most High will put you in a judgment. He will put you in heat for not following his commandments. I'm telling you right now. You coming into this truth, you got to take this serious, because guess what? You are before the Lord and you will be judged. Especially if you know better. If you sin willfully, you're going to be judged. Don't think you're not. You will. So getting back to the lesson, Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for. Who obtained mercy though? Judah. So when you read, what then? Israel had not obtained that which it seeketh for, but the elect had obtained it, and the rest was blinded. Those that the Most High chose, he gave them sight, and the rest was blinded. But Israel, they didn't receive mercy. There was no mercy. Now I want you to go to 1 Peter 1 and 1. Now remember, the whole journey that we're on is to find out why Christ said, I give a new commandment. What is he talking about? I give a new commandment. You got it?
I kind of.
All right, you kind of get it now?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep riding. 1 Peter 1 and 1. You got it. I want you to get me Genesis 15 and 13.
Khan, I don't want Khan. This the book of First Peter's chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Peter, an apostle of Yahushua, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia.
All right. So now he said, Peter, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, which is known to the world as Jesus Christ. He's saying, and to the strangers that are scattered abroad. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Go ahead.
All the Israelites that's Gentiles.
All of the Israelites that scattered abroad. How do you know that? How you're going to get? And then in verse 2, it says the elect. It says elect according to the foreknowledge of God the Father. So how are you going to prove that strangers throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, how you say it? Cappadocia, Asia. How you gonna prove that? What makes an Israelite a stranger? One of the ways they make an Israelite a stranger.
Not following the laws.
Right. But in this case, notice what it says, to the strangers that are scattered.
If they in a different land.
Exactly. If they're not in there living in their land and they're going back to Israel, there'll be a stranger. So now, Matt, you got that Genesis 15 and 13? This is showing you that an Israelite can be called a stranger, and he's called a stranger when he's in a strange land. Go ahead.
Khan is the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know for a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs.
So you're a stranger as an Israel. Like right now, all of us are strangers because we're not in Israel. We're all strangers, all right? In a land that is not ours. Go ahead.
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
All right. So now go down. You still in Peter? Give me Peter, 1 Peter 2 and 9. Now have obtained mercy. Remember, in the old covenant, they were fighting. They had become enemies. They had beef between Israel and Judah. We show how they warred against one another and how Israel had actually teamed up with other nations to fight against Judah, and how the Most High had cut them off and had not given them mercy, but had given Judah mercy. So now let's take a look in the new covenant and see who has obtained mercy, because Christians believe that this is talking about other nations. But now, because we have looked at the history that was from Moses to the new covenant, now we get a different view. We get a different picture. We see things clearer. We use in the light, and the light is the law. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
But ye are a chosen generation.
Talking about you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. Go ahead.
A royal priesthood.
Hold up. Take Salakia. Do it. Read it again.
But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, unholy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people.
Who was not a people in time past?
The Israelites.
Israel. Not you got Israel. Right. Keep going.
But are Now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy.
Who did not obtain mercy?
Israel.
Go ahead.
But now have obtained mercy.
But now has obtained mercy. So now when you read this, a Christian will read this and they won't have history that leads from Moses to the new covenant. So when they read that you're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, they think that's talking about other nations. When they say in verse 10, which in time past were not a people, they think that that's talking about non-Israelites. But now the people of God and had not obtained mercy, they would swear that that was talking about non-Israel. But that's talking about Israel. Why? Because we see the history that Israel was cut off and was called not a people and had not obtained mercy. All right. Now, go to Hosea chapter 2 and verse 23. This was prophesied that the Most High would do this. I just didn't want to go to it prior to. I actually wanted to go to the New Testament, then come back and show you that that's what the purpose of the New Testament is for. The purpose of the New Testament is to bring back the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the 12 tribes. Who got it? Hosea 2 and 23. Now remember, this is the very next chapter after Hosea 1, where he said he will not have mercy on Israel and he will only have mercy on Judah. But then when you get to chapter 2 and verse 23, he said, because he has to keep the promise that he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He had to keep the promise that he made to David, that Christ would sit on the throne of David. All of those things had to take place. All of those things had to happen. So this is another reason why Judah had to be in the land during the time of the Messiah. You got it?
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 23. And I saw her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
See that? Go ahead.
And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my God.
All right. So now, Romans chapter 9 and verse 25 and 26. I think this is where you was leading to, Kahal.
No, I did. It was the Romans slot. It was the Hosea 1 and 9.
I didn't do 9 yet though, but I'm about to get to it. Romans 9, 25 and 26. Still talking about Israel. Now, this is one of those precepts right here where actually, you know what? I'm gonna take this down. Can you Taziala, can you pull that up? Romans 9 and 24. We're gonna do 24 through we're gonna do 24 through 26. Who got it?
Khan Adawan Khan. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 24. Even us, whom he hath called.
Who is the us?
The Israelites.
Oh, is it
Israel?
Okay, it's Israel.
Israel.
Can you be politically correct on this? When he says, first of all, when he says even us, who is the even us? Anybody in the chat? Who is the even us? Let me see if the chat can give it to me. Hold on. Let me see if the chat. Who is the even us? Somebody said the elect. Yeah, that's a good choice. But that's right. But who is the elect? Who is the who? Oh, I agree with that. But who is the even us? Elect means chosen.
The Gentiles.
So the Gentiles is writing this, and they said, even us, whom he had called. So he called the Gentile? Nope. Be politically correct. Politically correct.
You said,
even us. Anybody in the chat? Even us, whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Who's the even us?
The strangers that's following the command.
Paul writing this. This is from Paul. All right. This is from Paul. All right. So when he says even us, so Paul is saying even us. When he says even us, what is he saying? I agree that it's Israel, but I want you to be politically correct. Who obtained mercy? So remember, this leading up to the New Testament. The New Testament has not been complete yet. It's just happening. So they're going by the old covenant. So under the old covenant, who is still under the old covenant? Coming into the new covenant?
The Jews.
The Jews. So when he says even us, he's speaking about the Jews. Judah, those that are in the land, the circumcision, those that are circumcised. Remember, you got the circumcision, you got the uncircumcision, right? The circumcision was Judah. Those was the ones in the old covenant that he said he had mercy on. So at this point, coming up to the new covenant, when Paul said even us, he was talking about Judah, the Jews, whom he called, but not of the Jews only. It tells you. See? Read it. It's telling you the answer. It says, even us, whom he called, not of the Jews only. So he's letting you know that the us is the Jews, but also of the Gentiles. As he said in OC, I will have mercy on whom I will have, Salakia. As he said on OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people. Go ahead.
Because Salakia, sir, in this context, the Jews would represent Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. So,
right.
Because Paul is a Benjamite. Right? So the northern kingdom with the other tribes, they also come back now too.
That's so important to understand because it gives you clarity. It causes the Bible to flow like a river. It causes the Bible to flow like a river. You understand? So when he says even us, that's who he's talking about. He's talking about the Jews. What would you say?
Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Matter of fact, they own three. The Jews are right three at a time.
Now, this is what the precept. This is the precept you was talking about. Hosea. I'm gonna go to 1 and 10. It says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye were not my people, there ye shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God." And that happened initially in Rome. It's happening everywhere, but this right here, this happened in Rome. So when you see in Romans 1 and 20, 9, 25 and 26, this is what it's talking about. All right. This is what it's talking about. So now, this is the reason why we had to have a new covenant. The reason why we had the new covenant because we had broke the covenant, the commandments of the Lord so bad that the Most High said in Hebrews 10 and 8. Can you give me Hebrews 10 and 8? Salakia, 8 and 10 and 11. And then we're going to get the answer. Why did he say a new commandment? I'm going to give you a shot to answer it after this. All right, go ahead. Who got it? Hebrews 8 and 9. Hebrews 8, 10 and 9. 10 and 11. Salah.
I got it. I can read it.
Go ahead.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
It's gonna be like first nature.
It's going to be like a normal, a natural, a muscle reflex, not a involuntary muscle reflex.
Like yawning.
Yeah, you're just going to automatically do it. And you know something, being in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, I see how that takes shape in my life since I came into the truth. Everything to me that I look is based on protocol. Everything that I see, it got to be structured now in order. It has to be some form of order. It has to be some chain of command, something that they're following. I'll give you an example. When I see our people behaving opposite of the law, opposite of the scriptures, I look at them as following the protocol of being an African American. If I call you an African American, that's an insult. That's an insult, because I'm telling you right now, you're acting like a African American. You're acting like something or someone that has no laws, no light in them. You just say or do anything. But we are following those laws now. You know, Christians believe that this is going to happen when Christ returns. It's going to be like magic. It's going to be like a hard drive. Is going to put all the laws in you, and you're going to. That's what Christians believe. But we're supposed to be rehearsing those righteous acts now. We're supposed to be rehearsing those things right now. Keep going.
And write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his neighbor, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
That's how it is right here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. That's what we're teaching, the law. From the greatest to the least. You would know the least commandments. All right? You would know the least. So now let's ask the question. So now I'm going to give a series of questions that I'm going to let you answer. In 1 John chapter 2 and verse 7, it says, brothers, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye have heard from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. Verse 8, again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past and the true light now shineth. 2 John 1 and 5. And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto you, but that which we have from the beginning, that we should love one another. So why did Christ say that I give you a new commandment? You got it. Take him out.
Before Christ gave us the chance, we were still Israel. We didn't have the mercy. Yeah, we didn't have mercy.
Right.
So he gave us the chance to actually follow the laws and actually become Judah. Well, we was already.
I see you trying to
tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to tighten it up. You want to take a shot? Why did he say, look, and he said in 2 John 2, 1 and 5, he says, and now I beseech thee. He said, and look, he says, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee. But Christ said, I give you a new commandment. But is it a new commandment or not? It is, but it isn't.
It is, but it isn't, because of the fact that Judah had the commandment and Israel didn't, because they was broken off.
That's true, but it's something that y'all miss. They had become enemies.
Right. Salakia.
That's the most important part. The brotherhood.
Because of them becoming enemies,
right?
They wasn't living this lifestyle. They wasn't living under the
law,
under this understanding of the law.
Right.
So that's why Christ had to come as saying a new thing to them, because it was pretty much a new thing,
but it wasn't. Right.
Because they
wasn't living by according to that. They wasn't forgiving their brother. They had a respective person. All right. They had a respective person. That's what was going on between Judah and Israel coming into the New Testament. Let me just say this to you too. Go ahead.
Can I take a shot? Like when they were saying like it's a scripture of the two sticks coming together. That's basically us coming together as one body, one beat.
Exactly.
Right. Living under the law.
Exactly. So now let's get a recap of the whole thing and why he said it. Now, initially, when we came out of Egypt, we received that law to love thy neighbor as thyself and treat thy neighbor as do to your neighbor as you would do to yourself. Love one another as yourself. We see that commandment, right? That was the law, right? But then the 12 tribes broke and they started beefing with each other. And all of that history leading up to the New Testament, they beefing. The Northern Kingdom, it ain't no love there at all. So when Yahushua came and he said, I give you a new commandment, like you said, it was new because they just wasn't living by it. But he said it was old because it was old. He was just letting them understand and teaching them the spirit of the law. I want you young men to really understand this. The purpose of Christ coming in this law is to teach us the spirit of the law. That we don't, prior to him coming and teaching the spirit of the law, they'll break it and then do a fleshly sacrifice to cover for that transgression. Christ coming and teaching, don't do it. No. So he came with a perfect sacrifice. And that perfect sacrifice, by us accepting it, the old man died and the new man is resurrected, and you walk in the newness of life. And you walk in that newness of life by following those laws and those statutes. You understand? So that's why he said, I give you a new commandment. Just like now, I could come and I could tell y'all, I'm giving y'all something new, right? But it is old, because you're supposed to always love and have respect for your brother. But we've gotten away from that. We've lost that. And that's what the ISUPK is called to do. It's to bring back that brotherhood, to bring back that new commandment, but an old one, to love thy neighbor and love thy brother as thyself. And your neighbor is not the neighbor that came and colonized. That's not your neighbor. Your neighbor is not one that came by force. All right. The neighbor would actually be an Israelite. And that's the last precept I'm gonna pull. Can you give me that Leviticus 19 and 17? All right, you got it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17.
This is how I ended last night. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
That's how you know that your brother is a neighbor. Keep going.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
As thyself.
I am the Lord.
All right. You got any questions? Go ahead.
When it says that the laws is going to be written on your hearts and on your mind, right? Will we be going into, is that talking about the second wilderness?
No, it's right. It's being done now. Those laws are being written on our minds now.
So, if I may, so what is the second wilderness?
Okay, so that's you getting into a lot now. The second wilderness is where we're going to be taken to when Yahweh shall return. So we'll get more into that, but that's where we're going to be taken once we're taken out of here. We're going to be taken into the wilderness again. All right, and that's in what's that? Ezekiel. Yeah, you know it already. Ezekiel 20. All right. Anybody else want to got any questions? All right, so we're gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Mataziala.
ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. They need transportation and teachable arrangement. After 6 months, brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they're to seek counsel from the heads. Tied is the commandment. Numbers 18:21, 953, 8-10. These 10 Hebrew, 10% very friendly of any increase it will give. Priest funds, free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory. It's whatever amount of electability. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets, which is next October 2nd. I think it's on a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. It's October 2nd. And right after that, we'll be going into the Day of Atonement. I'm not sure the exact date of that. And then the Feast of Tabernacles will be coming up. Also, ISUPK Delaware is hosting a camping trip during that week of
yes, we are.
October 16th through the
24th.
All right. So if you want to come out to Delaware, it's a black-owned campground. It's called the Dunn Campground. All right. The only black-owned campground in the United States. All right. So if you want to come out and we're going to have different events. We're going to be doing fishing, paintball. There will be
survival skills
training, and that sort of thing. And all that will be taking place October 16th through the 24th. If you want to come out, make sure you sign up. You can look online at different flyers from different brothers that are in Delaware School, and all the information is on the flyer. All right. If you want to be a trooper in school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. And with that being said, the bit of Elijah, which means stand. In the Israel, Elijah Shabbat. Elijah Rock.
Yeah, how about Shimmy Abishai Barak?
Saul, we return. We'll give sisters of courtesy. With Israel, Elijah Shabbat. Elijah Rock.
Yahweh Shema Abdullah Shimmy Abishai.
That's Smith.
Get down here to class, 1232 North King Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Shalom, Lord Christ, to my brothers and sisters, man. Y'all need to come down to 1232 North King Street, where the truth resides, man. ISUPK Delaware. We definitely represent doing some big things.
202 North DuPont Boulevard in Smyrna, Delaware.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Come be a part of this rising thing that we got going on here in Delaware.
I hear everybody claiming that they love the Lord and love God and all that. Well, get in here and show it. You know what I mean? The scriptures say faith without works is dead. So if you ain't doing nothing, your faith is dead. So get up and do something. What you need to do is get your ass up and get in the class. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing else. You're sitting home wasting time. Everything is going on around you, and you don't know how to compartmentalize these things. You understand? I'm on my way to class right now, like you should be.